Well, we have a statement from Deonte Wilder. It came out later on that evening of the fight. And the quote is as follows: I did my best, but it wasn't good enough tonight. I'm not sure what happened. I knew that he didn't come in at 277 pounds to be a ballet dancer. He came in to lean on me, to rough me up, and he succeeded. This quote was from Michael Benson.
He's the man in the bandana, the man with the charm. He's a dude with the glasses and a lady on his arm.
Now I've seen this fight. I watched 12 hours of boxing that day. It was a very eventful day, and to watch the main event, I must say that I was thoroughly entertained. It was a good fight. By no means do I mean any disrespect, but that's what I'm going to say. It was a good fight. I've seen Trilogy fights before. I'm 56 years old. I've watched Ali. I went to Yankee Stadium when Ali fought Norton. I've seen fights throughout my life, and by no stretch of the imagination am I going to compare these fights to those. This was a good fight. It was a good end to this madness that was Fury Wilder. What do I have to say? I'm going to give much respect to Wilder for this. He showed a lot of heart. He showed more heart than most men could in their entire life in this one fight. Not only did he show the heart of a champion, in which he did, he showed that he was able to change his style. He was able to learn a different style of fighting, even though he reverted back to his old ways. The fact that he did attempt to get the fight done and over with in the early rounds and use a different technique speaks leaps and bounds. I think he has a potential. I hope he does not retire, because I think we have a few more fights out of him if he's willing to do that. If he's healthy enough to do that. He did take a beating that day. That 11th round whooping that he took was no joke. The fact that he stood up for so long and then took that one last devastating hit, yeah, I can see. And then, let's not forget to mention that ear started bleeding again. That kind of worries me. All this being said, if he's capable of learning, in which he is, and he doesn't just depend on that right hand, I think he has at least between 3 and 5 fights left in him before he should retire. And I think they'll be entertaining. Do I think he'll get the belt again? I can't say. But let's move on to Fury. Fury, in my opinion, Fury did an excellent job. He's the type of individual that can switch up styles and fight each fighter a different way, which is good. Which is good. I'm not gonna say he's a pound for pound fighter, but he is definitely a champion. He's only defended the title against Wilder so far, and that being said, we're gonna see how he moves on. Do I believe that Tyson Fury can beat Usyk? Not the way he fought Wilder, no. Because I'm going to be very truthful with everybody. He was very sloppy. He was. Naturally he's not light on his feet. You don't expect him to move around the ring like a gazelle at 6'7". But 6'7". Is he 6'7"? Yeah, I think 6'8". He's unusually tall for a boxer, and his natural weight is well above what he fights. I think, though, that to do a fight like Usyk, you have to be better prepared. You cannot fight the way you did, against Wilder on Fury Wilder 3. But I am going to say this. Because he has so many tools available to him, the fact that he can train and change his styles would make an Usyk Fury fight entertaining. I would like to see a unification. Are we going to see a unification? I don't think that's even remotely possible in the next year, year and a half. I've talked with a few friends of mine that's in the boxing community, such as Boxing Jedi, OG Boogie. I've talked to Brian Harkin. I've talked to Mark Unrivaled. It's just like not going to happen anytime soon. But we can work on it. I think, and I want to say to these two men, you have thoroughly entertained us. This is over with. Let's move on. I'm looking forward to the next fight. Who's it going to be? What's your first defense going to be, Fury? What's your decision going to be, Wilder? I'd like to know. I'm not gonna speak too much on how Wilder reacted to Fury going to his corner, because Fury made it publicly known, and mocked him for it, which I think in his own way that was also a diss. So neither men are above another. It's easy to raise your hand and want to hug the opponent you beat. It's not that easy being the one that got beat and wanting to receive a hug and saying, yeah, you're the better man. It's not as easy as you being the winner. So anyway, moving on from that. This is the first time that I've ever talked about boxing on my channel, and I want all of you to know that this is not a normal thing. It might happen every once in a while, depending on what the size of the fight is going to be. But I am having a discussion about the Fury Wilder fight come this Wednesday. It's going to be 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern. I would love for everyone to join us. I'm going to have a live panel. The panel will be closed though. I'm going to have a select few people, but we will be taking questions from the chatters. So that being said, please join me on Wednesday, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you very much.
Yo, Mr. Electro, yo, Mr. E.